Hi, in this video, you're going to do the number challenge. You're going to memorize a 20-digit number perfectly by only going through it one time. So let's get started. Hopefully you watched my other video where I taught you how to memorize numbers because you're going to use that in this current video. So if you haven't seen it, check the description for a link to that video. So the main idea was you change the numbers from 0 to 9 into a picture of some sort. And then to actually memorize numbers, you put the images that you see for your digits in a location. So for this 20-digit number we're going to memorize, we're going to use something called the journey method. And all the journey method is a series of locations in a specific order. So the first location in the journey has the first piece of information. The second location in the journey has the second piece of information, and so on. So for this challenge, we're going to put 2 digits per location. So we're going to have a journey of 10 locations. And the journey we're going to use is a journey around my house. And so I would be outside recording this currently, but it's a little bit windy, and so the audio doesn't come out good. So we're going to go around my house and create 10 locations, a journey of 10 locations. And so the first location you're going to see is going to be the first location in the journey. Second location is going to be the second location in the journey, and so on and so on. And so let's get ready to do that right now. The first location is this door. The second location is my dog's old pen. The third location is this fence with a truck behind it. The fourth location is this ditch area. The fifth location is the mailbox and the area surrounding it. The sixth location is the garage, so probably the whole garage. The seventh location is this rose bed, even though there's no roses currently. The eighth location is the front door. The ninth location is this tree. And lastly, the 10th location is this tree stump. So pause the video right now and walk through the journey in your head and really make sure you can see the locations clearly. If not, go back and rewatch the locations. But you really want to see the locations in your head and know the order specifically they appear in. So pause the video and do that, and we'll get right to the memorization of it. Okay, so we just finished creating our 10 location journey. Now we're ready to memorize the numbers. I'm going to use the images from the other video, from the system I showed you, the number rhyme system. I'm going to use those images. And I'm going to create the stories that you're going to see in these locations and just show you just how weird and fun it could really be. So just follow along and picture these stories I'm describing happening in the locations. So let's get ready to memorize 20 digits. Now it's time to actually memorize the 20 digits. So let's get started. So at the first location, at this door, the first 2 digits are 1, 4. And maybe you picture this. Maybe there was a sun, a big sun trying to come into the door, and he couldn't get it open. All of a sudden, he pulls so hard the door falls on top of the sun, and the sun is stuck and can't get out, and he's screaming for you to help him up. And you're like, nah, I'm good, and you just walk away. So that's what we see at the first location. Sun, door, 1, 4. Let's go on to the second location. At the dog pen, the next 2 digits are 1, 5. And so maybe you hear a noise, and all of a sudden the sun comes out of the dog pen, and you're like, oh my god, what are you doing? And you pick up a hive and you toss it at the sun because he doesn't belong there. That's not his home. So you toss the hive at the sun, and then he's getting chased by all these bees. So that's what you see at the dog pen. Now at the next location, the fence, the next 2 digits are 9, 2. Wine, shoe. So maybe you see this big wine bottle, and you're like, oh, that's really cool. And the wine bottle is leaning next to the fence, and you're like, it'd be so cool to see how that thing breaks. And so you take one of your shoes off, and you toss out the wine bottle, and boom, it bursts into a whole bunch of glass shards and go everywhere. And it's a very big boom, like a bomb was going off. So that's what you see at the fence. At the fourth location, at the ditch, the next 2 digits are 6, 5. And so maybe you see this brick house, and it's really nice, and there's a chimney too, and you're like, why is there a brick house in the middle of this ditch? You're like, this is my ditch. And so you grab this beehive that's hanging off the side of the brick house, and you shove it down the chimney. And you hear a whole bunch of buzzing, and you hear a whole bunch of noise going on, and all of a sudden, the 3 little pigs run out of the brick house. because apparently they relocated. Because that's what you see there. At the mailbox, the next two digits are 3, 5. Tree, hive. And so you see this tree, and he's sneaking around, and he decides to go take my mail from the mailbox. And he opens it, but surprise, surprise, I put a beehive in there as a booby trap. And so when he opens the mailbox, a whole bunch of bees come out and start attacking him, and they chase him down the street. And so that's what we just see at the mailbox. Now at the sixth location, the next two digits are 8, 9. 8, 9, skate, wine. And so maybe you look at the garage and you see this big skate just sticking out of there. Like someone stabbed the skate and you're like, what's this? So you go to go pull it, and all of a sudden someone smacks you over the head with a wine bottle. And you fall down and you look to see what it is. It was the other skate. The skate got upset that you're trying to take the skate out of the wall because they're having a contest to see who could jump the highest. So that's what you see there. The next location, the seventh location, the next two digits are 7, 9. Heaven, wine. And so you're looking at this rose bed, and all of a sudden the clouds appear and a beam of light comes down. Ooh, heaven, right? And all of a sudden, from the clouds descends a wine bottle. And the wine bottle bends over and starts watering the roses with wine. And you're just very confused about what's happening, and you just decide to walk away. You're like, I'm not going to deal with this. And so next, the next location, the eighth location, is the front door. And next two digits are 3, 2. 3, 2. Tree, shoe. And so you see this tree, and maybe this tree is trying to sell you some Girl Scout cookies. So this tree is just knocking on the door, like no one's coming. He's waiting because no one's coming. And like, hey, tree, leave the cookies and walk away. He's like, yeah, right. You're like, oh yeah, I have another shoe I could toss at you. So you grab your shoe and you chuck it at the tree and you hit him. And then you rob the tree of his Girl Scout cookies. I don't know where you're running exactly since that's your house, but that's what you see. You're robbing a tree by tossing your shoe at it and taking its cookies. The next location, the tree. Oh, funny. The apple tree. The next two digits are 3, 8. Tree, skate. And so you're looking at this tree, and all of a sudden the tree comes to life, and you're so scared that this tree comes to life that you give it a present, and the present is a pair of skates. And the tree puts the skates on and starts skating around the yard. And he's really grateful that you gave them. Thank you. And he said he'll keep the squirrels away since you gave him the skates. So that's what you see happening at the tree. The tree actually came alive, which is a 3. Actually came alive and gave him a present. And the present was skates. So that's what you see there. And the last location is the tree stump. The last two digits are 4, 6. Door, bricks. And so you go to the tree stump and you notice that behind the tree stump there's a door. And you're like, whoa, what's in here? I've never seen this door before. Maybe it's to Narnia. And so you open the door, but right when you open the door, you get hit in the face with skates. With a pair of stinky old skates. And you just freak out and you start screaming and start running around like a chicken with its head cut off. And there you go. Now, just close your eyes and go through and envision all the different stories, the different images you saw at these different locations. So you can pause the video right now to do that, to see if you can see all the stories and all the different images. Okay, so you just memorized 20 digits by seeing all these crazy images and these weird stories happening in all these different locations. Now it's time to recall all 20 digits perfectly. And to do this, all you have to do is walk through the journey and decode your images that you see back into the numbers. And so naturally, you're going to start in the first location, and then go to the second location, and so on and so on. And it's really easy to recall the numbers because all the images you see, they sound like a number. So if you see a brick, okay, brick, 6, then you know it's going to be 6, right? So pause the video right now and recall the 20 digits you just memorized, because I'm going to reveal them to you to make sure that you got them all right. So pause the video right now. Okay, so hopefully you got all the 20 digits right. The 20 digit number you memorized is this: 14, 15, 9, 2, 6, 5, 3, 5, 8, 9, 7, 9, 3, 2, 3, 8, 4, 6. There are the 20 digits that you just memorized. And so hopefully you got them all, and hopefully you have fun seeing these crazy weird images around. And that's how you memorize 20 digits. And that's how easy it is to actually memorize numbers, by seeing these crazy weird pictures and putting them to locations. But here's something that you may have not noticed. You just memorized the 20 digits of pi. You know pi to 20 digits. That's pretty cool, right? So if anyone ever asks you how many digits of pi you know, now you know 20. You know, if you want to add on, you can just keep adding on. You know, just look up pi and just adding more. But now you know 20 digits of pi. So you actually memorize something of some sort of value. You know, how often do you have to know pi to 20 places? You know, probably not really. You know, 3.14 is probably good enough. But now you know 20 digits of pi. And so I hope you like that, you know, learning something at the same time as you're memorizing something that seems like random digits. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.